Have you ever felt like you've had a fight with yourself because part of you wanted to drink and part of you didn't? One of my clients described a situation when she finished work. She was in the supermarket, she was at the wine aisle, she was standing with a basket, and she said she was standing frozen looking at a bottle of wine, and a huge part of her wanted to buy it, and the other part of her wanted to walk away. And when she described it to me, it made perfect sense. She thought she was going mad, and she's like, why am I having this fight with myself? What's actually happening? Let me explain what happens when you're in that situation. The logical part of you, the conscious part of you, doesn't want to drink, right? You might be standing there saying, it's a Monday night, or I drank too much last night, or I want to have a break from alcohol. But the other part of you, the subconscious beliefs that you've built up about needing alcohol are very powerful, and they're only ever focused on getting that relief that you get from the alcohol. So the logical part will say don't do it, but the part of you that wants that relief will really want to do it. That's described as cognitive dissonance, where you want two things at the same time. Part of you wants to have the alcohol, part of you doesn't. Unfortunately, the part of you that wants to have it often wins, because when we've learned that alcohol will give us some temporary relief from some emotion we're trying to avoid, that becomes a really powerful learned behavior. So if you find yourself in that situation, the solution is to get curious about what the emotions are that you're trying to avoid. I'm happy to share more about this in further videos, but I think the really important thing to learn here is that there's probably something that you're trying to avoid. There's probably some emotion or situation. It could be a stressful job. It could be having not processed emotions. So for example, a really obvious example would be if you were having a difficult time in your relationship, if you maybe had some health concerns or some financial concerns or some work concerns. It doesn't mean you've had any massive trauma. It just means that there's probably some concerns, issues that you're trying to avoid facing, and you've learned that when you have alcohol, it sort of it quietens that down, so that those kind of that sort of uncomfortable emotion, the alcohol will slightly dumb it out. So know that that's why, and get curious about what those emotions might be for you, because only once you tackle the reasons why you want to drink are you able to tackle the drink. If you only try to tackle the behavior, if all you try to do is try to drink less, then unless you are an extremely light drinker, it probably won't work. If you've been relying on alcohol for a long time, there's a good chance you're going to have to tackle the root cause to be able to tackle the alcohol. Let me know if you've got any questions. Thanks.